الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وعلى كل من تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا يا أرحم الراحمين. أما بعد. Respected brothers in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One of the beautiful aspects of Islam and Iman is that we do not differentiate and discriminate amongst the prophets. Rather, as Muslims, our identity and our faith and belief is that آمنت بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله. The word Rusul is the plural of Rasul. Rasul means one messenger, one prophet, and Rusul means all the prophets, all the messengers. So as believers, as Muslim, as mu'min, we believe that Ibrahim alayhi salam was a prophet of Allah. We believe Musa alayhi salam was a prophet of Allah. We believe Eesa alayhi salam was also a prophet of Allah. We do not discriminate or differentiate between any of these prophets. Yes, maybe there could be difference of belief in terms of Eesa alayhi salam or Musa alayhi salam compared to the beliefs and thoughts and doctrine of Christianity and other faith. But as a principle, as a main matter, we don't differentiate between any prophet. We believe that Jesus, which is in Quranic term Eesa, we believe in him as well. Not only that, Quran teaches us in Surah Al-Baqarah, and many of us remember and memorize this ayat. كُلٌّ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ وَمَلَائِكَتِهِ وَكُتُبِهِ وَرُسُلِهِ لَا نُفَرِّقُ بَيْنَ أَحَدٍ مِّن رُسُلِهِ. This is the declaration. لَا نُفَرِّقُ. We do not differentiate. لا نفرق بين أحد من رسل, any of the prophets. As long as it is proven in the Quran or it is proven in the tradition of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that was a prophet, khalas, we believe in him. Even if we don't know his name, we believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent a number of prophets. This is the beauty of Islam. Look at the other religions or other thoughts. They maybe believe in one prophet, but they cannot tolerate or cannot believe in other prophets. But for Islam, we have no problem with any of these prophets. Quran mentioned only 25 of them, and we know that there were other prophets. Quran says, رُسُلًا لَمْ نَقْصُصْهُمْ عَلَيْكَ. There were a number of prophets whose story I did not relate in the Quran. So we don't just believe in 25 whose names are mentioned in the Quran, rather we also believe upon like those prophets who are not mentioned in the Quran. And this gives us a message as well, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had so many prophets. He did not mention all of their names, but still he's praising them, saying وَرُسُولًا لَمْ نَقْصُصْهُمْ عَلَيْكَ. He's mentioning them to us that even though you don't know their name, but you need to remember there were prophets. Sometimes as human we also try to do stuff without name and fame. Today, anything and everything, even a single action that I do, my name has to be mentioned. My name has to be written. My name has to be highlighted. But this is not the Quranic paradigm. Quran teaches us, رُسُلًا لَمْ نَقْصُصُمْ عَلَيْكَ. There are great prophets, but I didn't mention their name. So just because I didn't mention their name, it doesn't reduce and deduct their position, their prophethood. Okay, my point is not that. My point is further. I was saying that Islam does not differentiate between any of the prophets. Therefore, we believe in Eesa alayhi salam. Today we'll be focusing on Eesa alayhi salam. And it's important as parents, as guardians, we need to learn by ourselves, and also we need to educate our young children who go to school, primary school, secondary school. And it's Christmas time coming up. If we don't provide the right understanding of Prophet Eesa alayhi salam, they might be misled and misguided or confused about Eesa alayhi salam And they will get complicated between the faith of Muslims in regards to Isa alayhi salam and the faith of other people. So therefore, it is really, really important and essential for all the parents to address this matter to the children before they are exposed to this from a different angle or from a different perspective. We need to sit down with our children, boys, girls, and we need to recite Quran to them. We need to quote the ayat of the Quran which are relevant, which are related to the story of Isa alayhi salam. My brothers in Islam, we also need to narrate, report a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam which are discussing and talking about Isa alayhi salam. What is our perspective? How do we believe in Isa alayhi salam? What do you consider him? This has to be very clarified from now on. May Allah forgive and forbid. If we don't carry out this responsibility, this job, if we don't teach our children, our young generation about Isa alayhi salam in the right way, then these children will grow up and they will have no right belief and no right understanding of Isa. Rather, obviously, they will be informed and exposed to the idea of Christianity about Isa alayhi salam. And that will misguide them. Therefore, my brothers, let's try to focus on Quran and Sunnah. What does Quran tell us about Isa alayhi salam? What does Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam tell us, inform us, educate us about the Prophet Isa alayhi salam? We'll mention a number of facts, a number of points about Isa alayhi salam. Number one, we believe that Isa alayhi salam's birth was a miraculous birth. It wasn't a normal birth. And just understand, my brothers, the one who created the first human being, Adam alayhi salam, without any father and mother, for him is nothing to create a human being without a father. If he was able to create someone in the first place without father and mother, why wouldn't he be able to create someone just with mother without the father? And this is what exactly happened to Prophet Isa alayhi salam. It was a mu'jiza for him. It was a miraculous event for him that he didn't have any father. Quran described this story amazingly. It's my fault, it's our fault that we don't refer to the Quran. We just take a hold back and just listen to some people and that's it. We don't actually try to educate ourselves about the Quran. How amazing and how wonderful the description of the Quran in regards to Isa alayhi salam. Quran says in Surah As-Safat, فَأَتَتْ بِهِ قَوْمَهَا تَحْمِلُهُ. The mother of Isa, Maryam, whose name has been repeatedly mentioned in the Quran 34 times in the Quran. You will not find any woman's name in the Quran apart from Maryam. Yes, there are some other women's story have been mentioned in the Quran. You will find the story of the mother of Musa alayhi salam. You will find the story of the wife of Fir'aun. However, you will never find their name mentioned in the Quran. None of their name has been mentioned in the Quran. Only one lady's name has explicitly and openly and clearly mentioned in the Quran, which is Maryam alayhi salam. So, فَأَتَتْ بِهِ قَوْمَهَا تَحْمِلُ. Maryam comes to the community, تَحْمِلُهُ, carrying the child, newborn baby, Eesa. قَالُوا يَا Maryam. They got shocked. They say, Ya Maryam, oh Maryam, how come you got baby? You didn't get married, you don't have a husband. And we know you as a good woman, as a good girl, so how come you bring a child? قَالُوا يَا مَرْيَمْ لَقَدْ جِئْتِ شَيْئًا فَرِيًّا مَا كَانَ أَبُوكِ امْرَأَ سَوْءٍ. Your father wasn't a bad man. وَمَا كَانَتْ أُمُّكِ بَغِيًّا. And your mother, ummun means mother. So وَمَا كَانَتْ أُمُّكِ بَغِيًّا. And your mother wasn't a bad lady as well. Baghiyun, prostitute. She wasn't a bad woman. So how come you did that? Before we go to the actual lesson, let's just look at the way they are blaming her. Or look at the way they are addressing this question to her. They are saying, how can you be so evil? We don't believe, or we can't imagine you will be such a bad person whilst your parents are such good people. Do we see the paradigm here? They are saying, as your parents are good, so we wish that you would be good as well. It is a great lesson, my brothers in Islam, that if we want our children to be good, then first we need to be a righteous people. How can we expect our children to be tahajjud guzar, to wake up and to do tahajjud and to do everything, and we ourselves, we don't even pray Fajr namaz? We can't expect that. First, we need to fix ourselves, and then ourselves will be paradigms, role models for the children, and they will learn from that. Because if the parents are not good, how can the children be good? That's why the people of the family or the area, they are blaming Maryam alayhi salam, saying, "Ma kana abuki imra'a sawin." Your father, your mother, they were not evil people, so we don't expect you to be like that. Now, Maryam, how can she defend herself in this situation? And it's really sensitive matter. Really sensitive matter. How can she defend herself in this situation? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches Maryam, okay, just indicate to Eesa that they should speak to Eesa. فَأَشَارَتْ إِلَيْهِ. She, instead of speaking, she said, okay, she indicated to the newborn baby. The people are more shocked. They said, كَيْفَ نُكَلِّمُ مَنْ كَانَ فِي الْمَهْدِ صَبِيًّا. How can we speak? كَيْفَ نُكَلِّمُ. How can we speak to a baby? صَبِيٌّ. He's a baby. He's in baby. How can we speak to him? قَالَ إِنِّي عَبْدُ اللَّهِ. Now miraculous event start and begins. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives power to the child. And Eesa alayhi salam speaks as Inni Abdullah. He introduced himself. Say, Inni, I am Abdullah, the servant of Allah. I'm not the son of Allah. I'm not God. I'm not part of God. I'm not son of God. Rather, Inni Abdullah. First declaration is Inni Abdullah, the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also it's indication to it's refuting the accusation made by the Jews at that time. They were saying, this lady is a zaniya. She's an adulterer. She committed adultery, that's why she got that child. So Quran says, and Eesa alayhi salam declared, Inni Abdullah. I'm not a son of zina, of adultery. Rather, I'm the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Atani al-kitab. Allah granted me book, Tawrat, Bible. وَجَعَلَنِي نَبِيًّا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made me, appointed me, selected me as a prophet, Nabi of Allah. وَجَعَلَنِي آتَانِي الْكِتَابِ وَجَعَلَنِي نَبِيًّا. And made me prophet. وَأَوْصَانِي بِالصَّلَاةِ وَالزَّكَاةِ مَا دُمْتُ حَيًّا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enjoined. He instructed me. He gave me some advice to do some things. أَوْصَانِي بِالصَّلَاةِ وَالزَّكَاةِ. I have to pray, I have to give zakat, etc. مَا دُمْتُ حَيًّا. Not just until the certain age. Rather, مَا دُمْتُ حَيًّا, as long as I'm alive. The ayat continues. My brother in Islam, my first point is, in regards to Eesa alayhi salam, we believe that he was the servant of Allah and his birth was a miraculous event. We also believe that Eesa alayhi salam, he was a prophet of Allah. As we already said, Quran suggests, Ja'alani Nabiyyan, servant of Allah, prophet of Allah. He was not an evil person. And at the same time, we don't elevate his status so much to say he is a God. Rather, Quran clearly and explicitly denies the concept of Trinity in Islam. We as Muslims, we don't believe in Trinity. It's clear. Also, we believe that Eesa alayhi salam never claimed, and no one can even present that or show that from Bible, even today's Bible, that Eesa alayhi salam ever said to them, worship me instead of Allah. And Quran, the most truthful kitab and book, suggests and clearly says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked Eesa alayhi salam, أَأَنْتَ قُلْتَ لِلنَّاسِ. Have you ever commanded people, told people, اتَّخِذُونِي وأمي إلهين من دون الله. Have you ever said to them that make myself, meaning Eesa, and my mother Maryam, ilahain, ilah, as worthy of worship besides Allah? Eesa alayhi salam denied. He said, ما يكون لي أن أقول ما يكون لي أن أقول. How can I say this statement, or how can I claim that worship me besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? ما ليس لي بحق, which is not truth for me. So therefore, this is another fact of iman, another fact of faith in regards to Eesa alayhi salam. Another fact in regards to Eesa alayhi salam is that he carried out, he conducted many miraculous events in his lifetime. Many miraculous events in his lifetime. He was able to heal, cure the ill person, and other miraculous issues that he was able to do. That was again bi'idhnillah, with the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As all the prophets carried out, conducted, they presented, displayed a number of miracles in their lifetime in different ways. So Eesa alayhi salam did the same thing as well. We believe also that Eesa alayhi salam, he was born, his birth was miraculous, but we don't have any exact date. Historians, even Christian historians, are not unanimously agreed about one matter. Some opinions suggest that he was born in 25th of December. Other scholars, even from Christian background, they have different opinions. You can go to encyclopedias and you can find out about it. So therefore, we don't select and declare a date just for his birth. Another fact that we believe in regards to Eesa alayhi salam, that he was not crucified, he was not killed, he did not die. Rather, what we believe, as Quran clearly tells us in Surah An-Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, بَلْ رَفَعَهُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ. Rather, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has elevated Eesa alayhi salam, has raised Eesa alayhi salam to him. It is mentioned in Surah An-Nisa, ayat number 158 in the Quran. So therefore we believe in that. The one who was able to create him, he is able to raise him as well. We have no doubt about it. Wallahu ala kulli shayin qadir. Allah has power over everything. And as believers, our identity is, my brothers, yu'minuna bil ghaib. Ghaib means unseen. So yes, maybe something is beyond our logic. And no one can claim that I understand everything. Even the most expert of science, of anything, they have to admit that in this world there are many things that they don't understand. Not everyone understands everything. But still we go along with our life. Yes, maybe you are expert of this stuff. You are an expert of medical science, so you understand this fact, but you don't understand other stuff. But still you are living your life. You cannot say, okay, I'm not going to benefit from plane, or I'm not going to take a journey with plane because I don't understand those facts. No. Therefore, as Muslims, we believe yu'minuna bil ghaib. We believe in unseen, and also we believe that Eesa alayhi salam was raised to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Up to this, from Quran directly. Now let's go back to Sunnah, and we have only 2 points to mention in regards to Sunnah. Number one, Sunnah, when I say Sunnah, meaning the words, the tradition, the practice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are numerous narrations, mass transmission, which is from hadith science, we call it mutawatir. Mutawatir means any tradition, any hadith, any statement of Rasulullah which has been transmitted to the generation by generation in a huge number of narrators. Not like Abdullah and Abdurrahman, specific narrators. Rather, it's a huge number of narrators where there is no doubt of like falsehood. Rather, it is established fact. This is called mutawatir hadith. So now, in regards to Eesa alayhi salam, we find mutawatir hadith that suggests that Eesa alayhi salam, yanzilu Eesa. Eesa alayhi salam will descend to this earth fi akhir zaman, toward the end of the time. We believe in that. As Muslims, we believe, because this is what Rasulullah taught us. And there is no way to refute, or there is no way to deny this fact. If you say, I only believe in the Quran and I don't believe in the Hadith, then my brothers, you are not actually believing in the Quran. Because Quran teaches you, Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul. Follow Allah and follow Rasul. Quran teaches you, Ma atakum al-Rasul فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُ. Whatever Rasulullah has brought to you, believe in that. Do it. If he has commanded you to do something, do it. وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُ. And if he has prohibited you from something, don't do it. Refrain from it. So therefore we believe that Prophet Eesa alayhi salam will descend. He will establish he will establish justice. He will descend in Damascus or whatever say in English, but in Arabic we say Dimashq. So he will descend in that place. He will then head towards Baytul Maqdis, Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. So these are few facts, few points that I mentioned in regards to Eesa alayhi salam, derived directly from Quran and from Sunnah. My brothers in Islam, we heard today, this is not the end of the duty. We need to carry this on, and we need to educate our family members, especially our young children who go to school and they will be learning lots of stuff about Christmas and all these things. So we need to provide them the right education and the right belief in regards to Eesa alayhi salam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all of us tawfiq to understand, to study, and to read these Islamic, the primary sources of Quran and Sunnah, etc. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.